YouTube, why does this look so foggy? That's weird. One day I got a decent, clear video. Next day it's all, maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. Just hopped on here. I'm going to do a live stream. I'm going to hang around, wait for a few minutes, get some people on there. I'm doing a lot more live streams lately, but I think I'm going to back off a little bit. I'm about ready to start a job, and I got DoorDash, still doing other shit, and I may do a couple a week or something, but been on there too much the last few days, and I got things I got to get done. Okay. I want to see if that notification went out for that. Let's see. Huh. Yep. It looks like I'm live. There we go. Just go with the one live stream there. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? What's that? My baby girl's gone. Oh, she passed away? That sucks. Sorry about that. How old was it? How old was the kitten? She had to be, 6 months? Was that from the ones that you basically had to feed them and everything? The mother was gone. That's not been 6 months, or is that another batch, another litter? That's sad, man. That, and then the dog too. That fucked my head up. Man, oh man. Huh. Yeah, that bummed me out. I saw that the notice did go out, the notification. Did you get one, by the way, Tammy? It was quick, yeah. I'd still, I can't even talk about it. That breaks my heart hearing that stuff. No notification. It'll probably come in a half an hour from now or something. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. Yeah, I said just wait for a few minutes, see what happens. You got 3 thumbs up there, 2 people. Somebody's coming in. There we go. Maybe we're gonna get some people in here. Who's this? Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why that is. The other day, the thing was crystal clear, and now the video is foggy. It happened before. By the way, you know what? I just got an advertisement or something from the phone company saying, I can get a free upgrade, a free phone. But I was just getting ready to jump to another phone company. So, I don't know. See what happens. That sucks because, if you went on there the other day, you'd see that it was crystal clear. Doesn't make any sense. How you guys doing? Whoever's up in the chat, thanks for stopping by. Tonight is raining out here, or it was. It rained a lot the other night, so it's foggy outside. Evidently, it's foggy in my phone, too. I saw on replay. What's that? What'd you see on the replay? What I just said or something? Yeah, that's weird that the phone's doing that now. Whatever. Yeah, the other day I was talking about the shit going on right now. What's this? Sunny and windy today. How clear it was. No, no, no. Oh, okay. What I'm talking about right around here was foggy in the morning, and like I said jokingly, now my phone looks foggy. Good. Were you talking about outside? Oh, you said you're foggy. Yeah. Right. Right. Um, Something wrong with the phone. But like I said, I have a chance. It's giving off glare. I'm just looking at this light shining on my pin there, and it looks like it was glowing. See that? I don't know if it looks the same to you guys. It's fucked up. If I turn that off, is that a little bit better? A little bit. What we're gonna talk about? All this shit that I wanted to bring up about the flock cameras and our rights going and the ring cameras. Frickin' who's that? Hey, how you doing? Two tacos. What's up? Drinking a cold. I can't see that. TBR. How you doing? Hey, what's up, Fred? Yeah, they're like, it's not good enough that they have satellites spying on us. They want to put a fucking camera on every single corner, everywhere in the world. It's ridiculous. Probably going to have cameras when you open a box of cereal looking at you. You know what I mean? Cameras in this, everything. Light bulbs. They probably already have that shit. It's fucking ridiculous. What's this? The trick of the phone upgrade. Wait a minute. You have to buy the upgrade service too. Yeah. Yep. So, how you doing, Fred? Raining over there? We're getting rain down here. Anyway, I was just getting ready to go on a rant about all the bullshit happening everywhere. And I'm surprised everybody's cheering. Yeah, we got Trump in there. Everything's going to be fine and great. Answer me one question. If it's going to be fine and great, when the fuck is Trump going to address the fact that the insurance companies are ripping us off? I know he's fighting the deep state and everything, but, nothing's coming of that right now. Nobody's going to jail. So how about helping us out? We're being drowned financially. He can probably do something on our end, and stealing all our data and putting it somewhere. I don't like it. We're being basically stalked. It's fucking bullshit. I don't think we ought to sit quietly about that. We need to raise hell every fucking day about it. At what point are they going to, what's that? Hold the crooks in Washington accountable? Yeah, you're right. They don't seem to want it because you know why? They're all crooks. You know what I mean? Every one of them has got their hand in the cookie jar somehow on both sides of the aisle. They're all criminal. And same with here's the thing. I was saying about the insurance companies. It's not just the politicians are crooked. The fucking CEOs of these companies, they're all working for the same beast system, trying to bring it in, and the Washington, D.C.'s making side deals with these CEOs to work together. But meanwhile, they're leaving us in the dark. And when they go to call another pandemic, they're going to not let you leave the house. But these other people have special privileges to do what they want, run their stores. But mom and pop shops will be shut down again. You know what I mean? Same bullshit, same crap. Yeah, exactly. It's facts. And it sucks, dude. It bums me the hell out. Do you have, what's it? Do you have, man, I wish I do have glasses in here. I just saw them. What did I do with that, bitches? Let me just bring it closer for them out. What's this? Do you have seen files will be a cold case on purpose? Yeah, they're just milking it, taking their time, and I don't get it. They just went after a Prince Andrew over in England, supposedly, but they didn't bust him for child stuff. He's pedophile. The guy has been out there maybe many years, let's just say, and but they got him for like financial shit or something. The same way how to get Capone. They couldn't get him with the actual crimes that he'd been guilty of over and over. They got him for tax evasion. It's like they're always protecting these scumbags, and if they do go down, they're making sure that they can't take the politicians down with them. That's what I'm thinking, What's this say? The lobbyists, you're right, should be in prison. Absolutely. That's one of the things I was saying. Again, about a month ago, at least 2 weeks ago, I was going on and on about the fact that these asshole insurance companies want to yank up your premium prices and shit, make you pay more, right? Because they have lobbyists out there that are, bending the law, working the law, going down there and getting in the pockets of these senators and shit and changing shit so they can make more money off of us, right? They're worried about that. So if they got people down there that got the ear of the senators and stuff, how about they fucking do something to stop the accidents at nighttime that there's no fucking light here. I do this every time. Check this out. Look. See how dark? That's the fucking road out there. There's one guy's house light over there. And back in the day, there's all kind of telephone poles down this road. None of them have any fucking lights on them. Why? Because they're saving some money? No, it's because, same reason, we got to have rolling blackouts. They're trying to make it as inconvenient for you as they can, as miserable. There's going to be food shortages. They're going to want to whip up some riots, civil war. Their purpose, this is our government allowing this to happen, okay? All of them. They're all a bunch of fucking scumbags in my book. Both sides of the aisle. Sorry, I really believe that now. All of them are on the take. I can't find one fucking decent person in any of the governments at all that I see. I think they're all liars. Really starting to believe that. What's this say? Yeah, the lobbyists shouldn't even be allowed to be in there. They get more representation because they're coming in with briefcases full of fucking money. Us, taxation without representation. That's what we fought the Revolutionary War. Was one of the mottos we had, or our battle charge, or whatever. It's like, how the fuck come? Money talks and horse shit walks. If you dump money on the tables in Washington, they'll scoop it up and they'll do what you got to do. They'll fix things for you. 100% is right, and it's ridiculous shit. I think the only way this is going to get fixed, I say just let the whole fucking system crash. But on the other hand, maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want everything to crash and burn, because then they can get rid of our Constitution. They think they can bring in some other system, which will be the beast system. But I'm getting so tired of this bullshit. We almost need a secondary group of people who are somehow not tied into these jerk-offs and maintaining power and seats in Congress for decades. They should... Term limits, basically what I guess I'm saying. We need term limits. How the hell is it? Nancy Pelosi, for instance, she was in there as a secretary when John F. Kennedy was in office. That's fucking 60 some odd years ago. How do you stay in a job that long? Usually they give you a gold watch and tell you to hit the road at 50 or something. I guess she got her gold watch. It was all the fucking, stock market things that she was cheating on. That's what she got. And why isn't she being investigated? Unbelievable. Totally unbelievable. It's criminal. What's that? Strom Thurmond is exactly right. Did 74 years. That's insanity. I can't think of one job that would let you hang around when you're that old and your brain's slipping and sliding because people that old get dementia and everything else, and these people are in charge. They're in charge, and the Alzheimer's and everything, and that doesn't make any fucking sense. Who was the one that just? I think she just died not too long ago. Feinstein, was that the one? She was, I think, a Democrat. She was in there forever and a day, and no longer her brain was working, but they kept propping her up, Bernie Sanders is getting kind of old. A lot of them are. We need more youth, in there. Thank you. Who's that? Appreciate you there. Vegan, what's it? V Christianity V or 5. I'm not sure. Thank you. Appreciate you. No, it's really sickening. And I'm getting tired of sitting quietly and watching everything Rome burn down around us. Nero fiddled as Rome burned. Is that the saying? That's what's going on. Our leaders are just watching everything burn to the ground, and they can't even agree on the simplest things, and tying up everything, and it's just ridiculous. Today I was driving around DoorDashing today, and I tell you, I was just pissed off. I wanted to come on here because when I come on here, I can vent and I can see that other people are giving me feedback and saying, yeah, I agree with you. This is bullshit. Because otherwise you start to believe like you're the only one seeing it. Other people are, but we're also getting conditioned not to say anything, just to go along, to get along, and which is a dangerous way to be. It's kind of what, World War II, Hitler scared the shit out of people, and they just try to play nice and maybe he won't come after us. Well, a lot of Jewish people ended up in ovens and gas chambers, and other people did too. So you got to ask yourself one question. There's a point when you got to draw a line in the sand. It's a point when you got to grow backbone and some balls and say, no more. This shit's got to stop. Yep. Like and subscribe. Thank you. What's it say? Taking away our freedoms. Yes. Yep. You like ice in your coffee. Me too sometimes when it's hot. But, during the Revolutionary War, it was all about tea. It wasn't about coffee. And they threw the fucking tea into the fucking harbor to make a point. Maybe we need to go and throw the coffee into the fucking Potomac River and ask Trump to get off his ass and sign some shit now to get us some help here. Not fucking, make America great again. Okay, but don't forget about how outrageously high insurance is and how something's got to be done and how much corruption is in our businesses. Wait a minute. You like your coffee black? Yeah, I like cream and sugar in mine. And wait a minute. They burned California exactly to the ground, and they're letting the people rebuild and they are going to put up low-income housing, same in Hawaii. Right. In other words, that was the whole game plan. They let that happen so they could move people all around. It's called Agenda 21 or 2030 or whatever, where they wanted to move us into 15-minute cities or move us out of the areas we were in because they probably sent geologists over and checked the area out and said, there's oil under here and lithium over there. Get these people off the land, See what I'm saying? They discovered the mineral rights or the minerals that are in there and probably bought up the mineral rights and are kicking people off. That's the billionaires. That Oprah Winfrey, all of them. They're all guilty of that shit. I hate ice, as in I thought you meant ice. No, I don't hate ice. Ice in your coffee. You're talking about ice, baby. Vanilla ice. Now I know what you're talking about, and I ain't going there. I hate when they step out of line and they abuse their power. If they're doing what has to be done because, wait a minute, ice in my Yes. Well, they're not letting people rebuild in Tennessee or North Carolina. Right. They want to fucking take that land over. It's craziness. They're just stealing land, not paying for it. This is rich people doing that to us over and over again. You know? That's bullshit. I say we go and burn fucking Martha's Vineyard to the fucking ground. See how quick they like that. Yeah, look at that. They just sent me a, what's it say? Late night talk show. They want me to talk. They put a question up there that I'm supposed to tell you guys. Yeah. To try to change the subject. And selling land to China. Yes. Right around, a lot of it around our military bases too. Canada did that for years too. They got all kinds of Chinese businesses and military installations in there that are under a business. They have like security in Vancouver. There's a couple hundred security supposedly in this one business that Chinese have over there, and their military. What's this say? If the states would uphold the law, there would be no need for yeah, exactly. Can you answer me? Anybody that is going to go off about ICE arresting people? Wait a minute. Look at this. Go and walk across the border in North Korea or any other country for that matter. You're not going to be just able to just tramps in there, and they're sure as shit ain't going to hand you. Here's $10,000. The Four Seasons Hotel. Go up there. We'll pay for it. Do you need a job? We'll work on that. Do you need transportation? Here's a new car. They were given shit. In other words, now that they're here to put them back where they were, go take the fucking money off of George Soros and scumbags that were dumping money, because this is all done for Agenda 2030. Who's that? What'd they say there? All of our farmland. That's right. We're going to starve to death because now Bill Gates wants to make Impossible Burgers or whatever the fuck he's doing. So he's buying up farmland and not using it. So he has no competition on his fake meat and fake foods. Yep. You lived in North Korea, did you? I'm just saying, you can't just walk into other countries like that. What's it say? They will lock your ass up. That's right. What's it? Jimmy, I can't read the name there. Jimmy Gante? Yeah, man, you can't. You're right. You're thrown into prison. They would call you a spy in a lot of cases. China would. They whipped the shit out of one guy. He came into the country. It might have been North Korea. And he was just a young kid, and he stole a poster off the wall. To him, he thought it was like probably going to make a YouTube video when he got back about how he snuck in there. Well, they beat the living shit out of him. They caned him. And I don't know if he died, but it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But they expect you to open up. Hey, what's up? How you doing, dude? What's that? DOA crossing those borders. Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute. Hang on 1 second. Canada and Britain. Well, yeah. Fake meat. You're right. You know what they were? Supposedly, I heard that there were. Well, I don't know this for a fact. I heard that Bill Gates' company was making fake meat. They were using, believe it or not, somehow in the process, insulin. I don't know how. I don't know why. But we already had a shortage of insulin. So, again, that's a pharmaceutical thing that the price is going way up. So they're using one thing to feed us, but at the same time, when your whole body's going out of whack, from all the high fructose sugar and everything else that's in all the processed garbage that they're feeding us, you're going to need that insulin someday, and it's not going to be there. I mean, everything ties into everything else, it seems to me, He was a Russian kid, had brain damage when he was returned. Yeah, I think you're right, dude. And that's nuts. So that's what I'm saying. and people getting pissed off because we're just supposed to bring everybody in the world in. Come on in. What the hell are we going to feed them when we start starving? Because right now we're at a time of war. You know, half of our stuff that we eat is going to stop coming into the country. We get it from other countries. There's going to be famine in here. It's going to be like a siege. So how the fuck are we going to feed millions more? What needs to be done, if you really give a shit about, you know, people who came here, then you fucking demand that Trump or whoever, if you're going to send them back with George Soros' checkbook to fix it over there. Not us, the big fucking money people that pulled this off, you know, Davos and all them scumbags that are trying to move the chess pieces around so they can take over more control of everybody and everything. They're trying to make their own fucking thing up here. What's this say? Wait a minute. Hang on 1 second. We need someone like you in office. Yeah, but you know something? The sad thing is it's almost a moot point now. We're too far gone. And you know what would happen? They would probably kill me for speaking out eventually. Like Charlie Kirk may have been killed or may not have. We don't even know whether that's true or false at this point. They're claiming that he's not dead. The same with the other dude, Epstein. People are lying about everything. Lab-created meat. Exactly. It's unreal. It's unreal. I'm wondering why we got all this cancer in the world. What's it say? Bill Gates of hell. Yep. Has ended. What's that? More than. Man, I'm having trouble reading that again. More than Hitler. Yes, exactly. Did. No, hang on 1 second. I had my glasses. Oh, yeah, I found them. They fell on the floor. They're the cheap ass ones. They're fold out. Should be able to read better because I'm struggling to see this. Of course, now these were on the floor, so they're foggy. Wait a minute. Maybe I can see what I'm looking at a little bit better. Thanks for the thumbs up there. Appreciate it. You good? Wait a minute. Fauci worked for Gates. Hell yeah, exactly. How come all of a sudden he's all quiet? You don't hear him. They're not going out. He's lying low. You know, they should be ripping him a new asshole for all the shit he's done around the world. And the same with Gates. You know, but there's enough distraction. They're getting away with it. They keep doing something else somewhere else. You know what I mean? If something's going on over here, they're running over. Hey, look over here, look over here. And then you go over to look over there and it's, hey, over here, it's over. And then it rolls through the news cycle so quick, people can't focus long enough to do anything about all this bullshit. You know? Unbelievable. What's that? It's 75 degrees here in Texas. That's cool. It's better than up here. Well, actually, up here it's about 60 today. The weather's been really screwed up, and you can thank the elites again for that, especially Bill Gates. Some of it, anyway. He was involved in some experimental bullshit, and it's because long before he was in there doing it. But he's working with Harvard I think it's Harvard, for chemtrailing. And they admitted to it. Like, they finally are opening up that they were actually going to do this. They're dropping, I believe it's, Gates was saying dropping chalk dust in the upper atmosphere. But I also heard particulates of aluminum, which they had been doing anyway, because it'll reflect the sun back out, which would make it like maybe not like a nuclear winter in here, but could kill off anything that's growing because it needs sunlight to grow. Also, would make viruses 10 times more deadly because sunlight kills viruses. And you need sunlight in your body to activate and make vitamin C and D work, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. And that stuff fights infection. What's this? Just smoke and mirrors is right, Fred. Do you live in China? Who, me? No, dude. Nope. Well, yeah, actually, we all do, because China's buying fucking America up piece by piece. So, yeah, kind of I do, I guess. How about you? Where are you living? You know? being real about it, they're buying stuff with no problem. But how come other people that live in this country have to jump through hoops and pay all kind of extra tax money, this and that, and work all these side deals just to try to get a little piece of land, for them and their wife or something to put a little homestead on, But these Chinese can walk in. I guess they come in with, again, suitcases full of money and buy land outright. She shouldn't be allowed to. What's this? Wait a minute. Trump and RFK stopped that. Or they're attempting to. Maybe they did, but it's already, the damage is done. They're here. And I also heard that they're changing the labels on the food, finally coming clean on it, supposedly. Again, is it because they know they're getting caught up with now? Everybody's finding out more and more about the shit, so they got to do something. They need to fucking do it in a big fat hurry, too, because a lot of people are dying from the poisons we're fed daily. Slow death, in my opinion. What's this say? Wait a minute. Never get into politics. People would target you for expressing your opinion. Yeah, well, fuck them. I don't like You know what politics means, in my opinion? Politics. Poly in Greek means many, and ticks are a parasite, so there's many parasites. I think it's code for that. Now, I'm kidding around, but if you think about it, there really are many parasites living within our government. And they're all making sure their pockets are full with our tax money, And how is it that Doge was here a few months back working, but only now, they're finally catching up with a lot of the other shit going on, the Somalians that were up there. And there's much more. We only scratched the surface. Next thing you got to start going after the CEOs of these companies. Yep. Go dig through all their past, because they're doing shady deals. And probably a lot of these CEOs for all these all-American companies up here that, everybody's not even looking at, they're probably supporting trafficking and everything else on the side, BlackRock and all them. They're probably up to their necks in bullshit, probably paid to get dope in here from, South America and everything else. You dig around in there, I guarantee you. And you're right, I probably will catch a bullet if I keep talking. Tough shit. I got more coming. Deal with it, I feel like saying, I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. I saw that. What's this? Wait a minute. Who's that? What's that? How you doing, dude? What's it say? Corner side cat, maybe? Man, even with these glasses, I still can't read this shit. Unbelievable. I can't read. You speak your mind. I know you do, Tammy. That's one thing I do appreciate about you. One of the things is that not only are you intelligent, but you ain't pulling no punches. You'll speak up. Most of the CEOs were Lolita Island. Yeah, exactly. They're all fucking involved, dude. It's why, I think it's also considered fascism, too, when companies start running the government and shit, in a sense. It's all tied. BlackRock has to be, doing money laundering. Yeah, of course they are. They're all doing it. They're all tied in. They're all, the guys from BlackRock, I can't remember the one guy's name, Larry or something, Fink. What a name. Larry Fink, I think, is one of the CEOs. But those guys are all friends with, Hillary Clinton and Trump and everybody up top there, because they all probably went to the same schools. Their daddies paid their way to get in there, billions of dollars, keeping the money in the family, and they're still doing it. So they're all in it together. Need a clean sweep. Kid kicker of Kentucky here. Sir, pleased to meet you. Thank you, brother. Yeah. So you agree with what I'm saying to some degree? You know what? If you could, subscribe and hit me up with a thumbs up. Because I'm just sick and tired sitting here watching our world burn down. You know? Open my mouth, insert both feet, usually. No, Tammy, at least you have guts enough to stand up and say what you mean and mean what you say. We're all done it. Larry Fink, you're right there. I thought that was his name. What a name. Fink. You need to watch what you say. Government might be. It's not might. They are. I guarantee you. There's probably government right in the chat. I don't give a shit at this point. I don't. You know, I'm just trying to live my life just like you guys. But you know what? I'm not going to live scared. I don't care. You know? I'm just done. But thank you for saying that. Appreciate it. But I'm just getting so sick and tired of nobody saying nothing. I'm not going quietly into the dark night, as the old saying goes. I'm going out raising hell on the way out, I guess. Speaking up, using my First and Second Amendment if I have to, when I have to, if it comes down to it, because enough's enough. The government is listening, though, through the NSA. They're listening to everything, dude. It is what it is. I'm not the kind of guy, I'm not radicalized or nothing. I'm a guy that's just telling the truth. They don't like the truth. I'm not trying to pick a fight with them. I just saw a red light come through I thought they already thought they might have had a guy out there with a scope, a red dot on my head, you know. There's a guy backing up behind me. I was relieved for a second. No, but for real, I'm saying this shit because what's it matter anymore? They're ready to nuke Iran and vice versa, and Russia's going to hit us, and tough shit. We don't have any say in the matter. I'd rather die on my feet than, yeah, exactly. Exactly, dude. And I don't want to die or any of that shit, but you know what? There's only so much tyranny a country should have to put up with. You know, back in the day, this shit didn't float. You know, they would have done something. People used to do shit. Enough's enough. They're murdering children. They're fucking trafficking children. People ought to be outraged. And they keep changing the subject. Homeland Security. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Here's the deal. You know what? Go ahead and listen. Maybe they'll learn, you know, if they listen, why people would even think of that shit. Then it's yeah, fuck them. Sorry, you know. What's to say? I look like Obama. Okay. The NSA what's that? Protects. It doesn't say. 100%. Area 51. You got some courage, not being scared to speak up. Maybe I'm dying of cancer or something. You never know. Maybe I just don't give a shit. It's a point when you just say, fuck it. You know? You walk into Area 51 and they can kill you on sight. Yeah, they can't kill your soul, your spirit, you know. That's the thing that they're really after. They want us to fucking go take that fucking ship that's coming down the road. The mark of the beast. That's what's coming. Straight up. I need a haircut. Maybe. I thought I was losing hair. Maybe I'm a long-haired hippie. Is that what you're saying? It's just, we at the point we had all fed up. Yep. New subscriber. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. I like your courage. Government has to be watching you. That doesn't scare you. What can you do? You know who else is watching me? God. God's watching me. Maybe God's gave me the courage to stand up and do this. Maybe I'm supposed to do this. Maybe they come and fuck with me. God's going to put a hurt on them. You never know. You ever think of that? I got faith in God. Faith the size of of a mustard seed can move mountains. Well, I was just reported on the whole chain of the Appalachian Mountains moved, and the scientists are scared because they've never seen a mountain range like that moving as much as it has in the last, I guess it was not very long. In a year, it might move like 10 millimeters, they say. What I heard, it moved like 12 centimeters, and they're freaked out. And there's also a lot of other shit happening. And I think we're getting ready for a massive earthquake. I truly believe it. What's that? The X-Files. What's this? Circumcised of my heart. Are you circumcised? What does that have to do with anything? Are you making a list of people who were circumcised? Maybe hunt them down and kill them? Like you're going after Jews or what? Yeah, that's what I said. What the fuck? Whatever. Teachers, crazy. The whole world's burning down, and this dude wants to know if I was circumcised. Yeah, you don't see all the shit going up in flames, man. Everything's turned to shit, and they just want everybody to just go about their business. Ho hum, nothing's going on here. Just keep doing what you're doing, and we're all going to be up shit's creek because no one's stopping to call them out on any of this. That's all I'm saying. It's just ridiculous if you think about it. How not any more people should be. Everybody's pissed about it, and nobody. Oh, you're gonna get in trouble. We're already all in trouble. Don't you get it? I'll get out of here a lot faster than the rest of you that aren't saying anything. You're gonna suffer and be tortured. And the reason I'll get out is because they'll kill me, and that'll be it. Boom, done, gone, whatever. Or God will get me out of here, most likely. But what's going to happen with everybody that's going along to get along, same thing that happened to the Jews in Germany, World War II. They just tried to just go along. We'll be all right. And they marched into these camps, and they moved them around. They moved them into the Warsaw ghettos and walled them in. And then they started to take them out of there and kill them, send them to Auschwitz and all these other places. If you don't fucking stand up, you're going to be carried out in a body bag of somewhere else, a concentration camp. I truly starting to believe that. Yep, I really do. There you go. How you doing, dude? America and Russia saved them. Yeah, they did. They got in there, and some of them got out, and boy, a lot of them looked like human skeletons. How anybody can be that cruel to another human being, that's a disease in itself. People with that kind of cruelty, they are the next pandemic. Those people are committing genocide, and they're all around the world in different colors, different shapes, different sizes, different people, different religions. It's evil. Doesn't matter. It'll jump into anybody at any time. That's why you gotta, follow Jesus. In my opinion, that's where the way you keep on the path, because like they say, the path is narrow. It really is. But God gave up his son on the cross, probably one of the most horrible ways to die, crucified. Must have been hell, and he did that for us. And you don't really stop and just think about it. I said this to somebody the other day. Go sit in the woods, contemplate that, and shit. I used to be bumming if I had a hangnail. Christ, he was hanging by nails. Whole different game plan. Hangnail. I'm bitching. He's got nails driven through his hands. Crown of thorn, whipped 50, 60 times, 50 lashes or whatever. Carried a cross heavier than he was up a dirt road to go to his final demise. And he did that for us. Least we can do is acknowledge him, you know? And nobody will. People are afraid to stand up for Jesus. Jesus stood up for us. What's that? Hang on. Democrats. Yep. Wait a minute. That's why they had those vaccines. Yeah, I believe that too. Hamburgers. So that says, wait a minute, 39 times lashed. Yeah, you know what? You're right. It is. Because I remember that from, they had 39 lashes. They had, what's that album we had when I was a kid? You actually heard the whipping. It was Jesus Christ Superstar back in the 70s. What's that? Hang on, this thing's rolling too fast. We should hang out. What's this? He suffered greatly for us. What's that say? What the hell's a rain bet? Is that what that says? What's this? Yeah, I don't know. I just rolled by it. I don't know what. It's probably an insult, maybe. I don't know. Gambling site. So, best thing ever. You know what? Gambling's not everything it's cracked up to be. Hang on, wait a minute. Matter of fact, now that you bring it up, they gambled. This is another thing they did with Jesus to mock him. They spit on him. The Romans made a crown of thorns, tore his clothes off, whipped him, and then they gambled over his cloak, his garments, and took it from, the guy suffered massively. The least we can do is acknowledge him, Yep. Yes, it is bad. I mean, Jesus did whip people. What's this? Whip people so kind of deserved. He brought a bull whip into the temple, chased out doesn't say that he actually did damage. Maybe he did, but they deserved it. They were in there corrupting his father's house with gambling, and he chased them out. You're correct on that to a degree. What's that? Man, this thing's moving too fast. I can't keep up. God bless President Trump for Operation Warp Speed. Just out of curiosity, why would you even say that? That didn't stop the virus. The virus probably might not have been anything that hadn't been around for decades. Coronavirus has been around forever. Now, did it mutate and get stronger? Yeah, maybe. But a lot of people died from that vaccine, too. They don't want to tell you that, let you say anything about that. Just saying, I voted for Harris. She would have done a better job than Trump. She's unable to form a decent sentence, though. Like, what's her intelligence level? You might need to have some brains in your head if you're running a superpower country, one of the biggest countries in the world, and you're unable to make sense out of your sentences even. Same dirty bird. You're right. It is. Tammy's right. The Taliban did worse. Yeah, well, here's the deal. It is the same dirty bird. We're sitting there arguing over Trump or this guy or Biden or whoever. Dude, they're all corrupt. Sorry to say. The only one we got on our side is God. These people aren't there representing us. Show me one bill they passed that really didn't have their own self-interest first, and maybe as a secondary thing, it helped us out. It's used to be about we the people. Now we're just an afterthought at best. What's this? Hang on. Camilla was a complete airhead. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the truth. There was nothing going on upstairs. The lights were on and no one was home, so to speak. Yeah, she's a drunk. I'm from Pakistan. Where are you from? I'm from America. Actually, I'm from my mother's womb many years ago. I immigrated to here. I was born many years ago. All jokes aside, I don't know that it matters anymore where we're from. We're all going to die together in fucking holocaustic fire from atomic warfare if we don't learn how to get along. You know what I'm saying? It spreads. If we could all get along, that good vibe can probably spread all the way up the chain and maybe stop some of the shit coming to us. Maybe. What's this say? Here, blue collar workers to run DC. What's it? Oh, higher. Sorry. Yeah, maybe that would be a good start. So, what do you support? A belief in God and that I'm not even worthy enough to carry Jesus' sandals, and that we all need to ask for forgiveness. And if you're talking about politics, I said it a minute ago. I don't really. It's right wing, left wing. I don't even want to get involved in it anymore. It's destroying our country. People are hating on each other to the point where, wait a minute, where they're going to have a civil war in here. Yeah, you're from, exactly. Yep. Wait a minute, hang on. Wait a minute. Nah, countries are in NFU agreement about nuclear warheads. You think so? Do you believe anything they're telling you? I don't believe. Yeah, no, there's a deterrent. Nobody wants, that's why we have nukes. That's what they say. And no one will use in fear that it'll get used on them. But there's some maniacs that may push the button. Wait a minute. Sergio, what do you know about the Bible? We never get along, and was never the plan. You don't know nothing about the Bible, do you? Jesus can't. I don't even know what you mean by that, because Jesus came back for everybody. You know, he wants. God created us all, and the devil corrupted it. In the Garden of Eden. He was the snake in the garden. Exactly, dude. Yeah. Once they start nuking, you're right. They're all going to start shooting off nukes. Yeah, not, you know what? I don't like any group of people, meaning I like people as an individual. George Carlin actually said that. Now I find out what he meant. When you get groups of people together, uh, that's how you get the Nazis or whatever, because it gets out of control. But as an individual, I take people on an individual level, and I don't care where you're from or who you are. If you learn, about people and treat people with respect, they're probably going to get it back, wouldn't you think? One hand washes the other. Soldier Boy, you know what? That name sounds familiar. Do you have a YouTube channel? Armageddon is a location, not a war. A war happens, or Megiddo, the plains of Megiddo. You're right, dude. I like your mindset. I'm just trying to look at it from a different angle, because we're trained to everything they're telling us through the news. We got to look at the shit this way or that way. That's how they're fooling us. Start thinking outside the box. Start contemplating on what's going on and figure it out for yourself. Wake up and ask God for discernment, because we've been lied to so frickin' much. It's not funny, by the powers that be in this world. God cannot be omniscient. I guess he meant omnipresent. If he didn't know about the snake, He was, and he couldn't be omnipotent if he couldn't prevent the. Maybe it had to happen. Did you ever think that maybe God let that happen? And I'm not God. I can't answer why he did that. But, he also created life out of a lump of clay and breathed life into it. That was Adam. And then made Eve. He's the creator of all life. I'm babbling about the United States or babbling about nuclear weapons, and you're barely out of first grade. I don't even need to talk, women. Talk to you. You're too far beneath. You think I'm just out of first grade, dude? Look real close. You see the crow's feet? That's old age. How old do you think I am? If you're talking about me, you're so wrong. It's not. You must be blind. I'm an old man. I got gray in my beard. I don't even need to prove anything to you, and I don't know why I'm even answering this, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Why? Wait a minute. Why you need to talk to me? I'll tell you why. Because I'm trying to wake you the fuck up. It's the end, dude. You got one chance to get your head right before this all wraps up, I think. The seed from his offspring destroyed the serpent head. Soy an idiot. Yeah. But I'm not even going to insult him because then I fall down to his level because that's what he's trying to do to me. Adam and Eve were, naive before eating the apple. Free will. Yep. Otherwise, they wouldn't understand. They were created they had created the original sin. Well, they knew that they were told by their creator not to touch that tree. And a snake came into the garden and said, why do you think he, manipulated him? Why do you think he said that? Because he doesn't want you guys to be as smart as him. And they were greedy for power. And that's where, you got to know your place in the universe. God created everything. We bow to God, and that should be it. Nothing more. He's who created everything. What? He wasn't? Okay. I didn't know that. Then I apologize. I thought he was coming at me. It's probably somebody else in the chat because I'm trying to read these texts and stuff and then answer you guys and trying to keep you involved in what I'm saying. And it's hard. So if I ever offend anybody and I just misread, then give me the what do you call that? Benefit of the doubt. Let me go back and find out. I ain't trying to piss anybody off for no good reason. I mean, I was just, what's this say? Bloody, wait a minute. Yes, they had free will. If you don't like Trump, why did you vote for him? Harris was much better option. I didn't think so. I thought she was worse, and I thought Biden was worse, too. It's two different kinds of evil staring us in the face. And we're so wrapped in to having to make a choice. Well, I choose not to make a choice. I choose God. I choose Jesus, and I don't give a shit about what's going on. And it's all bullshit, dude. It's all bullshit. We took God out of everything. You're not even allowed to mention his name almost in school anymore. It's trying to take it out of the constant, in God we trust, in the money. We still have that, but they've actually tried to get rid of God in every way, shape, or form. Public school, you're not allowed to mention or read a Bible in there. Why? Why is that so? Why would that bother someone? I mean, if you're doing it, even if you're just doing it yourself, there's been cases where people got thrown out of school, maybe on their what do you call it? What do you call that? Break time or lunch or whatever. They opened up a Bible and they're in trouble. What's that telling you? Why are they going hardcore after the truth and trying to attack anybody that's reading it? Wait a minute. Yes, but if God understands their naivety, he would understand their susceptibility. I won't be God's will away on this one. Well, one day you're going to stand in front of God and you can ask him that, and he could probably give you a far, far, far better answer than I can because I really can't. I don't know why he allowed that to happen, but he did. What's this? I think Trump is a good leader. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know what his flaw is? He's a man like everybody else. He isn't a god. And yes, he did some good things, but people are putting him up on a pedestal like he can make no mistake. There's only one God, only one true God. And people are already making, there's a gold statue of him and they're bowing to it. And it's not bullshit. That was the other day I saw a video on it. People are going back to idol worship. Men can get pregnant. That is the most insane, and that's an insult to God anyway. You know why? God made it a certain way, and everything that God made you in the image of God, right? All of us, right? And what are they trying to do? Change that. They want to add microchips and parts to you and make you transhumanism, or they want to change your gender. You know, God might have made this person this gender or that, and they're trying to make it okay. Just go ahead and change their gender when they're children. They're not even mature enough to make a decision. Hang on 1 minute. I just realized I'm about to run my battery out here. Let me charge this. Shit is just off the chart. And right, here's the thing. They're also putting mRNA, which is like, if I'm not mistaken, they're splitting genes and everything else in our food, and they're putting it in vaccines. What do you think that's going to do to your DNA? Change it maybe? And remember, wait a minute, what's that? Free Iran. Yeah, I agree with you on that about freeing Iran because a tyrant is causing that country to come tumbling down. Now, we have a mod on here that's from Iran, and I've heard him say himself, people over there want change big time. If a man transitions to a woman, wait a minute, this is going by too fast. They can absolutely get pregnant. Not naturally. Maybe scientists can build a womb or something, but why would you even want to? I mean, if it doesn't happen naturally, you're playing God. You're experimenting on women. Teenagers follow trends. They'll eat Tide Pod. You're right. And they can't read. And that's a great point because to answer the whole why did Adam and Eve, they were children in a sense. Even if they were adult, they were children because they had no life experience. And that's why I'm talking to everybody on here. They might have life experience, but they're not looking with their spiritual eyes at things. So in a sense, it's like being a baby Christian, you don't realize, I can't explain what I'm trying to say, but people have to, it's too hard to explain. Wait a minute. No, they need a uterus. That's right. They do need a uterus. Hang on. God created even. Yep. Wait. What's that? No, they need a uterus. Right. God created Eve and Adam, not Adam and Adam. Exactly. Yep. LOL. Why my message disappear? You're all Democrats or something. What did you say? Say it again. I didn't see it. You know what, too? You got to watch, too, because actually, sometimes it's not a mod taking your thing down. I think YouTube's doing it sometimes, too. I've written stuff in chats and it disappeared. And wait a minute. That's exactly right. Men should marry a woman. A man should marry. What's this? Did he retype it because I didn't? It could have just happened, like, because of YouTube. Jesus, what's that say? Moggs. I got booted by a non-mod. Yeah, the other day. Exactly. That's why I'm saying we just had one of our mods the other day got booted off by a non-mod and censored. So somehow this person came on to the chat and YouTube allowed this. They must have lost control of their platform. Somehow they were able to boot someone off here. Yeah, but she's a mod. Maybe she thought they were inappropriate. And she's trying to save my channel from having a strike or something against it. What's it? It won't let me say it. I hate censorship. That could actually be YouTube doing that. Because I would never, if I was a mod, I wouldn't. You have a right to hate censorship in my book. Because we have a constitution that allows you the right to speak up. Do you believe in the women? In the good Lord? Yes, I do. Try spelling words, a letter, then space, then letter. Wait a minute. Use numbers or letters, it will help. The thing with evil is that it is not opposed to doing good. I can't say, okay, is a seraphim. Yeah, he was an angel of light till he screwed up, got thrown out of heaven. Yeah. I don't know why that is. I'm telling you, I think YouTube is either Tammy, stop deleting the comments. I saw you do that 9 times. She's supposed to do it if there's something that she feels that could cost me a problem with. Depends on what you're saying. Yeah. Now, he said that you took down some of his comments. Satan is a fallen angel, or it was an angel of light. And even the devil can quote Bible verse. The difference between good and evil is good doesn't come at expense, whereas a blessing from the, let's say, ill-willed is a trap at best. I haven't deleted one text tonight. Oh, well, what's he talking about? Maybe then I didn't see. You know what? Let me go back and look. I'm wondering what you're talking about, because I actually didn't see that. But if she did, it was because she felt it was something inappropriate. That's her job. That's what a mod does. If it's highly inappropriate, chill out, Unc. Who said that? That's the problem. Someone's put chill out, Unc. So in other words, probably some young dude thinking that I'm getting carried away. I'm not. I'm telling you, time's short. You guys can keep partying on and living your life like nothing's happening, but you're running out of time to get right with God. No, I couldn't find anything in there. So if he's trolling, I will time out, not delete. Actually, yeah, really. Okay, then so you thought, but usually, if she deletes it, Tammy, do me a favor. Delete your own comment right now. This one just for a moment to show them. It'll just say that she deleted it. So in other words, some other way it got taken down. And like I said, they are trying to divide and conquer. They even want to come into the chat rooms. When I say they, I'm talking about people who are following evil, demonic forces, and all this. And they want to fucking get everybody hating on everybody. I'm trying to unite people and get them back right and head back to God, because a lot of people aren't doing that. They're basically running away from the truth. Well, then that's YouTube. And someone told me that there are bots that can come on the channel and be doing that too. There could be some bot in the channel right now. I don't know. Wait, YouTube. But you know what? Again, here we're spending time talking about that, and so they want anyway because they're taking me off what I'm trying to talk about. It's all distraction. It's what our fucking leaders are doing, with all the crazy shit, UFOs and all this. So you can't focus on the one point. It's demonic what they're doing. They're trying to cause a smoke screen in us. Hang on. The best way to unite is to be filled with the Holy Ghost. It's true. And I try. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm not even qualified maybe to even be speaking the way I am, but I don't want to sit around and watch everybody burn in hell. Nobody seems to be even saying. I'm old enough that I don't give a shit anymore. Put it that way. I'm going to speak from my heart. If Ben fled with the spirit since 1970, what's that? Ben filled with. Okay, good deal, Mark Travis. You were on here the other day. I hope you subscribed. Thank you for showing up again. Who's this guy? Squammy? You know what? Oh, there he is. Let's see. Channel activity. 4 subscribers 19 years ago. Deleted messages or timeouts. Highs. What's that supposed to mean? Are you threatening me? You are mine, bud. That's kind of foolish. There's probably FBI watching, so if you're threatening me, why don't you say as much? Instead of, wait a minute, human intelligence beats AI. Yeah, I agree with that, Tammy. I don't even see this guy in here now. There you are. Okay. What's this? When we fall, ask the Lord to forgive us. No one is perfect, bro. That's true. You're absolutely right. Cool. Thank you, Mark, for subscribing. Appreciate that. Let's see. Timeout live. See, I'm actually not getting all the things too. It's rolling by, and then I go back and I'm finding things I didn't see the first time. Yeah, that's what I say. What the fuck? Is that a threat? Tommy, I said, is he threatening me, or what's that mean? Yeah, I'm sure there's FBI watching me. I wonder if they're interested in, checking that dude out. I feel like inspecting everyone for lice. I thought you meant ice. I said lice. Did the guy threaten you? I don't know. He just said you're mine, bro. Like he's coming for me. But that could be taken. That's the problem with texts. There's no real. You can't tell what somebody meant. A lot of times, maybe not. I don't know that he threatened me. It seemed like he could have been, but take something like he just said, "You're mine, bud," or something like that. That could be, yeah. He could have said, "You're my bud," or something. You're a good dude or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Things can get taken out of context. Question for you. Wait a minute. What's this? Trump just made history or historic Oval Office announcement. Something just happened. Huge update. Something going on. Too many keyboard warriors. Yeah. Wait a minute. Question for you. What's this? If a much younger man was to share wisdom with you, how would you discern if they are wise beyond their years or jaded by Navid? I'm being, what's that, Navid? I know what you're trying to say. I can't pronounce it. I would pray on it, or you know what I mean. Leave it in God's hands. I'm not trying to. If someone says something, God can give a child some kind of word of knowledge. Age doesn't mean nothing. It's whether God wants to give someone a gift at that moment, be it for their life or for that moment, give you something that's incredibly insightful. Everybody has the ability to do that, but most people just don't do it because they're afraid to step forward and take the chance and try to tap into the Holy Spirit and ask him, how do I serve you better, Jesus? Help me speak for you or speak with you, whatever. What's this? Wait a minute. Or most Americans restarted. I know you didn't mean that, did you? The alphabet agencies can praise God with us. Someone moms. Yeah, exactly. Keyboard warriors. Wait a minute. Yo, where you been hiding, Doc? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Half the kids can't read or yeah, exactly. That's the truth. Thanks, dial up. That's the truth. They're too busy learning about the 72 genders that don't exist, and they can't read, write, or arithmetic. They can't add numbers, and they sure as hell don't know the difference between right and wrong a lot of times because no one's explaining that there's things that are wrong. It's things that you just don't do, and they're getting fucked up by society, by their teachers at school. And some of them are actually shitting in litter boxes because they're told that that's okay. If you feel like a cat today, we'll just put a fucking litter box in the public bathroom at school for you. That's fucking insane and full of germs. They actually did that, but you have to wear a mask so you don't spread germs. Well, people are shitting in a box, and you don't think that's going to, spread germs? Nothing makes any sense. They're all debased mind. They're what do you call that? There's a name for it. The end times when people are, I can't think of the word. Jesus talked in the temple at 13. Yeah, exactly right, Mark. Yes, exactly. Could happen. You could be given words from God and the Holy Spirit at any moment in your life. Maybe even a child that can't even talk yet. Maybe. I don't know. What's this say? Oh, yeah. What are you what are you laughing at there? I got H1GRN1. It was what I said about the litter box. Yeah, it's funny in a way, but it's unbelievably crazy in another. You know, and it's sad. My granddaughters are forced to carry laptops. Yes, yeah. Well, yeah. Why? Why do they need to carry that? What if they drop it on the way home? All of a sudden now they got to pay for a computer. You know what I'm saying? What if it gets stolen? Is the kid going to be held responsible? These fucking teachers are out of their mind, or the school boards, whoever came up with that. The teacher tells them to figure it out and don't teach. Yeah. Let them figure it out on their own and won't do anything. All their work is on the laptops. So parents don't want to be parents anymore, and they leave it up to the shit show. Yeah, kind of. But you know what? Not all parents are guilty of that. Some parents are working 3 jobs to feed their children. They might be a single parent or something, and they just can't get to that. So, isn't it nice that the government's sticking their nose into our educational system, but not for the best? It's so they can turn them into the wards of the state. Don't worry. It's called communism. They'll take over your family and how you want your kid raised. They'll tell you they need their penis clipped off because really they're a girl, not a boy, and all this other great shit that'll fuck up their minds. It's unbelievable. That's what they're about. They're getting them all confused. They don't know up from down. It's fucking sad. I remember when I was at Starbucks, the cashier is asking me pronouns. Yeah, married man, give me my coffee. Exactly. What the hell do we need pronoun? Where the hell did all this come from? It's all for keep your mind occupied on dumb shit. And I often said this too. You see this on the in here? This is an idiot box, these phones. I mean, we're sitting there right next to somebody, and I don't do it, but the youth are doing it, where they're texting right to somebody right next to them. They forgot how to communicate. And with communicating, you need your whole face really to make your point sometimes. That's why emojis aren't really all and the stuff that you're texting. They invented emojis to try to give you an idea of what they're talking about, because things can be taken completely different, from what the person meant if it's just words on typed out. But if you can see someone's expression, you can tell whether they're joking, but they're cutting all that out. So lack of communication is causing more confusion, more frustration, more anger towards each other and to people. And if you can't communicate, guess what? We're fucking done as a country. They're shutting down our brains, basically. And there's a lot of that going on. What did Mark say? I want to go back there. He said something. Yeah. They can't even. They're not even taught cursive writing. Reading, writing, and arithmetic aren't important anymore. Yeah. If you learn that, you know what? I don't even want to go too deep on this because it really pisses me off. And the whole woke shit is out of control and it's been out of control. And nobody had the guts to call it out for so long. They got a good foothold in, to fuck our society up. Make everything you're doing is wrong and you feel guilty about white guilt, black guilt, green guilt. Doesn't fucking matter. God says you are forgiven if you ask for forgiveness from whatever the hell happens or happened or whatever. But people don't want that. They want to hold you down. They want to make you feel stupid, and they want to make you feel You know, like you gotta fucking listen to everybody else and don't have an original thought in your head and don't do your own thing. You gotta follow the fucking crowd, even if it's going over a cliff. See what I'm saying? It's all fucked up. Listen to your instincts, listen to God, and walk your own walk, you know? Figure it out. Remember the movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State? Yes, I do. It's kind of scary, but it's kind of happening. Do we need to be rich or simply get out of these control centers, cities? You know what? Riches aren't going to save you. Money ain't going to save you from all this shit. What you got to do is retreat inward in a way and stay away from worldly things for the time being. Wait a minute. What I mean by that, hang on. I just got stuck in here. There you go. What I mean is you got to not partake or participate in all this bullshit going around. Or if you do, step back and think about what you're going to do next and what you're going to say, that kind of shit, because we're just following these idiots off a cliff, like I said a minute ago. Wait a minute. We're so far from the founders. You're right, Mark. What they had planned is no longer, we're way off course. Rockefeller education system. Yep. I went from big city to smaller city. Yep. I'm going to, hang on. Wait a minute. I'm going to Booney soon. Yeah. You know what? Full armor of God, armor up, meaning it's not where you run or what you do. Get into God 100% and you'll walk right through this shitstorm. Nothing will hit you. Nothing will stop you. We got to train our minds to not follow the ways of the world as best we can, in my opinion. I went to Third World War zone to America, and I fantasized about being back in the Third World, dodging tanks and AK fire, because at least I had my family. That's sad that, you know, you got separated. Did they come over here, or are they over there still? Or, if you don't mind me asking, I don't mean to be prying, but I'll pray for them. If we have a farm, grow our own food, and emissions are better. The problem is they also don't want us to be farmers and all this. They're selling off farmland. They're stealing it out from under farmers. The Amish are getting their stuff stolen from them and treated like shit because they're not tied into the power grid and all this. It's all about control. They don't want you to be able to feed your family and feed yourself. They want you to lean on big daddy government. You know, they need big daddy government for everything, because then they're replacing God with themselves. And that's why I'm saying make God your center of gravity and fuck these people, if they call them people, I don't know, that are doing this stuff. I don't take much to, take a red Solo cup and put a plant, bell pepper. Yeah, the problem is, dude, now they're actually sending drones around and spraying gardens. Your garden at home might be a little more dangerous to be just plucking them vegetables off there, because they're probably spray. I mean, look what they're doing. You can't even find some foods now. Shit's getting scarce. And if you know anything about Revelation, the Bible, there's famine coming. It's one of the four horsemen. We're going to be starving pretty soon, believe it or not. Yet, if you follow Jesus, if you follow God, he'll provide manna from heaven, food. One way or another, he'll feed you. Yeah. Did you get paid money and everything to come over here? Like a lot of these guys that came over that are now being kicked out of the country were brought over, and George Soros and that crowd paid him money to steal the frickin' vote, a lot of it, to change things. And what was I going to say about that? Basically, they should be made to pay their way back and take some of the billions that these billionaires have and go fix up the country they came from and make it fair, meaning our government and our business has been cheating all these third world countries for hundreds of years, ripping them off. All right. It's time to come clean. Make America great. Yeah, okay. You want to be great, America? Start helping your neighbors out, your the smaller third world countries. Maybe they'd look up to you and not look down on you because you're basically robbing them. Just now, but now they're robbing us as individuals. The fucking CEOs of insurance companies and all this, they're all out to fuck us. They're taking, and we're getting screwed all over the place. I know I'm jumping around a lot, but there's a lot to say. They can spray a greenhouse. Yeah, that's right. You were born in Detroit in 1965. See, that's why you got a lot of wisdom. You're older and you've lived a pretty good amount of time. I was born in 63. Ohio, 1966. Tammy's getting up there a little bit. You're 87, really? Is that correct? That's cool that you're still on YouTube. People have actually call me Unc, and what are you doing on YouTube, old man? I have a right to speak. It's called the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment. Is it the First Amendment? Everyone has the right to speak. For me, what's this? The BS does not change women, my American patriotism, but most that come in way similar to mine. They are not people who want to invite in. Oh yeah, I agree that some of them are straight up criminals, but some aren't. Some are just families trying to get away from a tyrant or a bad situation or starving in another country, a third world country. You can't fault them. That's why I get pissed off when people are like, these damn immigrants here and this. At one point or another, every American in here had some kind of relative that was an immigrant, first off, and they left where they were to come to a promised land, which really doesn't exist. It'll never exist until we're in heaven, because Adam and Eve, they corrupted everything in the beginning. And a matter of time, same thing happens with everybody that's coming over here. Man, I forgot my train of thought. Basically, you can't look for paradise if you don't have it in your heart already, meaning God is paradise. That's just paradise doesn't exist here right now. Wait, you're a youngin'? Yeah, I kind of thought you were. I thought you were just kidding around. Well, you're still wise for your years. Wait a minute. No understanding of wrong and right. Yeah, because some people just never got taught wrong and right, you know? They grew up on the streets or whatever. That's not their fault. That's why we got to keep talking. And if you know anything about, what's right and what's wrong, you got to minister to them in a way. That's what we were told to do. Spread the gospel. Wait a minute. This is jumping around a lot. I'm trying to catch up with you guys. The right, they live their whole lives like feral cats. Yep. Yeah. It's not their fault a lot of times, though. It's sickness in society. It's society, and you can blame it on the devil. Actually, he knows how to manipulate and how to fuck things up, get in people's heads and manipulate them. I can fault a father for risking his entire family's future to come here. It's not like, wait a minute, deportations are new. No, but maybe it's worse over there. Maybe when a drug lord's in your area where you're at and they're murdering people that won't come and work for the drug cartel, and you just want to get your kids to be able to grow up and maybe go over to America and maybe get a better education, which isn't true anyway. Even our colleges are all fucked up. And that's the next thing. People spend all that money to go to college and they're quoting their communistic, what do you call them, professors as if they, can spout nothing wrong. But half the shit that they're saying, if you stop and think about it, it sounds good on the outside, but start really picking it apart. It's all bullshit and communism. Yes, you're right, Mark. Nothing will be perfect till Jesus comes. You're right. Hey, I didn't see, is Josh still in the chat? That's the demons lurking in your head. You know what? There isn't one of us that the demons don't try to get into. Yep. They're trying to drag us all to hell, as many as they can get. CPS needs to chill. Sometimes kids need pain to, yeah, they need to be disciplined to some degree because they're running around like wild childs, doing whatever they want with no direction from an adult who might have already lived through, hey, you can't do this because this happens. If you touch a hot stove, you're going to burn your hands. And they're still doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying? You learn by experience, and they just don't have any. And there's nobody there because the parents are out working 3 jobs in some cases. Sometimes the parents gave up and started smoking crack and just didn't give a shit or whatever, or had to end up with alcoholism or something else because of the hopelessness, So in some ways it's their fault, but in some ways it's not. That there's other factors. What's this? Wait a minute. Yeah, yep. The kids when they leave high school to read books and cash. Yep. Spanking don't kill us, right? Ask the Lord for, wait a minute, for armor against the dark ones. I agree. Full armor of Christ. Full armor of God. What's this? I stopped watching the news when Clinton was POTUS. Yeah. It's more and more lies are being told to us all the time. I can't get this thing there it goes. Keeps freezing up on my end. Like I don't see all your chats. I quit TV 15 years ago. Yeah, TV's garbage, man. I don't watch it. You know what? A week ago, my car broke down. I was stuck in a hotel, watching TV, waiting for my car to get fixed. I couldn't even watch it. And the Super Bowl was on. I watched about 10 minutes of the game and 5 minutes of the halftime. And I was like, this is garbage. I don't even enjoy it anymore. And I don't know if I ever did, but we were all brainwashed by it as young kids growing up. I won't tiptoe the immigration issue. What's that? I'm first generation successful in America despite being treated like crap by both my people and Americans. People just suck. You got to take people on an individual basis. I don't know you, but so far when I'm reading about you, I like what you're about so far because from what I see, you seem like you've been through some shit, but you're still trying. You're still trying to better yourself and not let it take you down. Distraction is all over. You're right. How you doing, Doc? Oh, yeah, what's the deal, man? They keep booting you off there? They did that to Tammy the other day. A bot came on and knocked her off the channel. somehow. It wasn't even a mod. We don't know how the fuck it happened or why. I think they don't like a lot of us gathering together and talking like this. And I think the powers that be have something to do with it. They'll censor you one way or another. It's maddening as hell that they're doing that bullshit. You know what I mean? It's sad. Exactly. You know, I haven't seen you say much. You're just doing your job as a moderator, and lately you're observing, but they're just kicking you off for the fuck of it or something. And they're doing that to Mark from over in Ireland and to who's other there's something mixed media. They're all different mods I have, and they're getting thrown to the off the fucking thing all the time. Why is that? And you can't even complain to YouTube because there's no human beings. That's that great AI running the show over there. So they don't have to confront you. So you ought to get a little hint of what's coming down the road, because now all your social services, anything that you need help from the government or anything, you're not going to be dealing with human beings at all pretty soon. They're already doing it with DoorDash. I work for DoorDash, and we have a support, you call up. Now that they're just saying, well, you can solve it on your own by doing this and doing that. They want to cut the human element out. They want everything to be black and white and cut and dry. Not there's sometimes you need a human being to use wisdom and to solve problems. I can't explain what I'm trying to say, but not everything's black and white and one or the other, or you can't. You need to be able to think on your feet and modify what you're thinking. I can't explain what I'm trying to say, but I think some of you might get it. Everything's just here it is. There's no compassion in AI. There's no humanity. It's all squeezed out, and they're just, like I said, cut and dry. Nothing. There's no wiggle room. Hang on. YouTube is. Wait a minute. Hang on. Doctor Who tried to say Satan is a seraphim. Hey, you just said it there. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Someone is, wait a minute, is watching this. Wait a minute. It keeps going too fast. Like the chat, they'll take shit away. I can't read it fast enough. Wasn't he Lucifer when he was a seraphim? He was actually, he was an angel of light. And he went against God. He was the light bearer. See, but he was trying to be the light. Jesus Christ is the light of the world. Satan's a fraud, basically. He's the light bearer. There's a lot of people think that the statue in New York, the what do you call it? The Statue of Liberty could be Satan. First off, if you look at the statue, there's chains around the feet. All right. And it was given to us it was 1876, which was a 100-year anniversary. And the guy, I think his name's Gustav, I forget his last name, a Frenchman who made the statue, right? And also he's holding a torch. He's a light bearer, okay? Which illuminating, all that shit's corrupt because it's hidden knowledge and it's a false thing. Wait a minute. Hang on 1 minute. What's this? The trolls somehow are able to control the channels, have seen it firsthand. Yeah, someone's hacked in, and you're right. So it's happened on other channels too. Tammy said she saw it somewhere else or heard about that. Have you? So you have heard that? Yeah. Wait a minute. He fell. Yeah, I fell. Yeah. That's a good point. You know what, Doc? I like that. I mean, that says it all right there, right? Oh, it happened on. Yeah, it does happen on Red Dawn's channel. You're right. Forgot about that. Yep. Yes, he can't stand us. We're God's children, and we can still get forgiven our sins. But first off, Satan's too proud to even turn from his evil. I think and God wouldn't forgive the Nephilim neither, according to the book of Enoch. But the book of Enoch's not in the Bible, but it's scripture. It's from that time period, and there's people from the Bible, including Enoch, who went, and Enoch actually went and tried to get God to forgive the Nephilim, and he wouldn't, as far as I know. What's this? This is why they. Oh, I already read that. The adversary. You're right, Doc. I saw it on a channel. I'm a moderator in non-mods, removing pinned chats and replacing with new ones, banning people, etc. They get full control. That's why Noah built the ark, the giants. Yep. And then all the other people were laughing at Noah as he was doing that. He was just obeying what he heard from God. Sure, you might look like an idiot to these people or that if you're speaking out, but in the end, you're going to be justified. Look at Noah. Noah's a classic example. They were laughing at him. Yeah, they took the book of Enoch out. It does make sense. Here's the deal, though. At the end of the day, what's the most important thing you can get out of the Bible? Does anybody have what is it? Would it be a sin if I ordered the book and read the book of Enoch? As far as I know, no, I don't know, because Enoch is mentioned in the Bible. It's just not considered. What do they call that? I don't think it'd be a sin because he was a real person in that time period, and they wrote about him. He's mentioned in the Bible. It's I think they call it a canon. It's an extra book that they took out of the Bible. I'm not sure if I'm right on that, but no, I don't think it would be. I don't. Wait a minute. Salvation. Bingo. There you go, Mark. You're absolutely right. Yep. That there's a way to get salvation. John 3:16 says it all. Right again. It's too mystical. Wait a minute. It's too mystical, so they deleted it. Man deleted it. Yeah, but it's still around. You can still, it's still out there. But they took it out, and it has historical value too. There's things in there that can be checked out that really did historically. I don't know examples, but I heard that. What's this say? How you doing, original TBA? You got? Did you just get booted out? Damn! See, they're doing it again. How do we stop that? Does anybody have any idea? Because that isn't fair, and I think it's bullshit, and it bothers me. They've been doing it to my channel for a long time. Yeah, they're changing the Bible in China. You're right. They're changing words and stuff. It says in the Bible not to do that. A curse will come upon you, basically. Sorry, Doc. I wish I could do something. You know what, Doc? Make another what do you call it? Another channel. Keep 2 channels, and when you get booted out, come in with the other one. See if sometimes that works. And I can still make you a mod or something. Make 3 or 4. Look at what's his name. Amir came in here. He decided to make all these different channels. He was getting booted out, and I think he thought, and I had nothing to do with it in the beginning. I only started booting him when he started going after other people in the chat. Maybe he thought someone was in there doing that, but he started getting rude with people. You can't change the Bible. Mine, I got 50 years ago. Yeah. Frustrating. I've been noting how cut. See that? Did you guys see that? Did a big circle go around the loading? It just cut off what I just said. I've been noting how many Indian accounts are. Wait a minute. Are in the American streams. Sorry, but would YouTube suggest your vids some Indian students? Actually, I've had some subscribers, I think, that were from India and Pakistan and different. I don't care if you're from the moon and stuff. So, that's cool. The more the merrier, but I just don't know. Wait a minute. If they're going to like everything we're saying, wait a minute. See, you know what they're doing to me? It keeps freezing up the chat over here. Wait a minute. Hang on. Noah's flood. Wait a minute. Did they censor people on Rumble? Oh, they don't. Yeah, probably not. It's a shame that whoever is doing it, I think there's probably government agencies involved with censorship in this, in here and in some of the other chats and other channels. It's ridiculous. 400 feet in it. Wait a minute. Noah's flood is an example. Wait a minute. The ice age ended with a meteor impact. Meteors hit the northern ice cap 2 miles thick. Damn it. It keeps cutting out. Sea level rose 400 feet in a day. It's ironic that you say that because I've been calling out all the crazy shit that's happening right now. And I think we're in for a humongous earthquake in the United States. One thing that's happening is the Mississippi River has dropped 47% of its water is gone all of a sudden in like a few days' time. And they went and looked, and they think it's pouring into maybe an aquifer underneath. There's an earthquake's going to happen. The mountains are shaking and rumbling rhythmically up in the Appalachian Mountains all the way up. And not like just regular tremors. They said it sounds like a drum beating down there. And basically what may be happening is birth pangs. End times, it calls in the Bible about birth pangs. The end is near. YouTube shutdown was hacked a few nights ago. Yeah, you were saying something about that. Dan Bongino, is that who you mean? He owns Rumble? Or am I pronouncing? What about the Arctic Wall mystery? I'd like to check into that more because there's a lot of different things being said now about that. Giants under the Euphrates. Yeah. There's angels tied down at fallen angels or something underneath the Euphrates, and it's drying up. Bongino, yeah. He owns Rumble? Or is he on Rumble? Is that what he's... Doc's gone again. Man, that's fucked up. I told him make another channel. come in here in 3 different channels and just keep doing it. Fuck them. Fight back. Oh, he's a partner in Rumble. He's also, here's the deal though. He was also FBI. So FBI is looking into, he could be working, he could be a double agent. See, I don't know that I trust anybody anymore. I thought, maybe he was a decent guy, and he might be, but everything's so corrupt, I don't know who to fucking trust. So I go with the only thing I know for sure who I can trust, and that's God. Yeah, you know what, Tammy? That's why I'm losing all kinds of mods. They're all disappearing. They're kicking them off my platform. Why? Right now, it says there's 4 people in the chat right now. I'm watching it. Five. They brought another one. Maybe that's Doc coming back in. Yeah, I told him, go make another channel. Do like Amir did. Everybody ought to have 18 channels or something at that point. It's ridiculous. If I had a way to shoot him over a link, I would, so he could get back in easier. I just said that the other day. I ain't seen Doc hardly at all. Having too many will make YouTube flag you as a troll. What's this? I'm going to a funeral tomorrow at my church. I'll be on later. All right, brother. If you're leaving, have a good one, dude. Divide and conquer is right. Well, wait a minute. Why would it flag you as a troll? They don't seem to do anything to trolls at all. Trolls come and go. If you wouldn't need moderators if YouTube was kicking them off in a way. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. What's this say? I bet I get flagged as a troll because I always got a lot to say, but I'm not nefarious. I'm rational. Yeah. Later, Mark. Have a good one. Is that you? Cost. Hey, there you go. Wait a minute. Yeah. See, the problem is you start talking about that, and then they start, claiming that you know what? Oh, shit, I forgot to plug this thing in. Hang on. My battery's running low. Yeah, I saw you hop back in here. Ah, there you go. I knew you had enough. There you go, dude. Good deal. Yeah, just, they take that down, jump back on the other one. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We're fighting a war of a spiritual battle, but it's also they're just trying to censor the shit out of everybody. Yeah. You know what? The thing is it's time to let go of what we got here and reach out for God. I'm telling you, it's the only way out of here. You know, you can't, in my opinion, that there's going to be a rapture, but a lot of people won't be able to be pulled up in it, not just because of the way they're living their lives. Well, yes, but because also I think materialism is going to hold them back and they'll have to stay for the tribulation, maybe. They won't want to leave in a way because they're caught up in a materialistic mindset. We are spirits and material. That the Police wrote a song that, we got to somehow get back to being more spiritual and let go of all the things that's going to be taken away from us anyway. I've lost a lot of shit recently, and it's changed the way I think about things. You can't take things with you when you go. I mean, if you could, the pyramids wouldn't have had all them treasures underneath it, Those guys, as pharaohs died, they went on, but their shit's still sitting there, until someone comes along and grave robs them. If Teddy Roosevelt were alive today. Yeah, exactly. Sure, a lot won't be ready. They want their family and friends. I'm just saying, somehow you're going to have to realize that you're going to lose every fucking thing that you hold dear. Okay, it's going to happen to every one of us. Straight up, all your collectible things, everything in your house, it's all gone. It's all going to be taken from you. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. You know who said that? The WEF. Now, they were saying that to mock us, but in reality, that's going to happen, and we will be happy because then we'll be moving on to a higher plane, to heaven. It's just all this material shit's like chains wrapped around us, holding us down. That's what I believe. Yeah, I hear you, brother. I just signed up for SSI for Social Security, and I'll get it in about a month or two. That's exactly right. There are many mansions in heaven, and I go to prepare you one. That's what Jesus said at one point. And each one of those mansions, everybody's going to get a mansion. You know what I mean? In a spiritual form, you're going to think about things completely different. They even say that gold will go cankered and they'll cast their silver out in the street for a reason. It's worthless. All that's worthless. I don't care what they say it's worth nothing. It can't, all the gold in the world can't save your soul. But asking Jesus into your life will. Making him the savior of your life, of your soul. Wait a minute, what's it say? I've lost everything, even myself, in the last few years, being too blind to see how wicked everyone around me. Exactly why you had to lose everything. That's the only way I'd open my eyes. God catches our attention by doing something devastating in our life sometimes. People say, well, why would God let that, my wife die? Or why would God let our kid die? He had to do that to wake you up somehow, some way, because we're being mesmerized by all the things of this world. And you get back everything you lose anyway, I think, in the end. We can't rely on the government. You're right. The government wants you to rely on them. I sent it, women. I sent it the stones that you say you can't always get what you want. Exactly. Right. Right. Lot was a perfect example of, yep. His wife she turned around because she was already missing the stuff she left behind. And that includes sin and everything else in her life. So she went back. God was sparing them out of a whole city. And someone came and said, hey, can't you at least save somebody out of here? Who was it? Was it Lot or no? I'm trying to remember who it was. And he said, yeah, find me 10 righteous men. I believe an angel said that, or maybe it was God himself. Anyway, it was hard to do. They couldn't find anybody. And then he said, okay, well, bring me such and such, 5 or whatever it was, and go look it up, because my memory's not the greatest. But the point being is, the only one that's righteous anyway is Jesus. I lost everything 16 years ago. Yep, almost killed me. But I'm here stronger because I kept faith in God. Yep. Whatever doesn't destroy you only makes you stronger. You know, it's funny that Lot's wife got turned into a pillar of salt. And then, you know, you got people saying, this guy's the salt of the earth. You know, what does that actually really mean? You know, that, you know, that's what's left of you, because your body contains about 93 cents worth of chemicals, including salt. So all that physical shit means nothing. That's nothing. That's not even part of who you really are. Your soul, your spirit, your soul. That's what's the important thing. The outside, all this is just a casing for your soul. It's a seed pod. It's all going to pass away. Look at one of those angels that took what a whole Assyrian army in their sleep. Yeah. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. That's right. That's right. Yeah, who was it? Samson killed a shit ton of people too with the jawbone of an ass, a donkey, or whatever you want to call it. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. I think he meant against. I don't care about the material things or money gone. For the first time in my life, I shut down. I've been through much worse, but what's it say? The coldness of everything really tore me up. Yep. It says in the end that their love will wax cold. You know, your loved ones, your family will even turn at one point or another against you, maybe. Hold true to God. Stay with God. You know, like some people in my family, they have like they think they're their own gods. They think they're too smart to, you know, bow down to the invisible man in the sky. Well, you know what? They're going to find out that they're sadly mistaken. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The Rocky movie, yep. Yeah, I'll pray for you too, Original. Hang in there. That's right. That's right. This is a war for souls anyway. The devil's not trying to steal our stuff and steal us physically. He wants our soul. Now, I don't know why that's so important, but that's exactly why he went after Adam and Eve in the beginning. His jealousy, you know, that they got the Garden of Eden, and, you know, he wanted to ruin it for them. Yep. Trying to see what time it is. It's on here pretty long. I got to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry here. It's almost 10:30. I think I started about 8 o'clock. So it's 2 hours. Wait a minute, it's right up there. 2 hours and 10 minutes. I think what I'm going to do is probably end this here. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate you. And I hope you guys, what do you call it, sub and come back. I like talking with you guys. The English men with pitchforks, farmers defeated the biggest navy. Exactly. God bless you guys. Have a good night. It's good talking with you all. And Original, hang in there. All right. See you guys later.